Namaste from Mukund Puranik Pune. I love my Bharat and I am in love with the glorious history of Bharat and I am proud of its rich heritage. Brothers and sisters, in this serial of history, I'll be talking on life of the great King Chandragupta and his well-known Prime Minister Chanakya. Veer Savarkar says, Chandragupta and Chanakya were the first to write the golden pages in the documented Bharatiya history. It is said that there existed a lot of peacocks or more in the nearby forest. In adversity, these displaced people for their livelihood took to domesticate these peacocks and sell them. Hence they began to be called as Maurya. A woman from this clan by the name of Mathura or Mura found her way into the palace of Mahapadmananda. From this Magad emperor, she bore a son. He is the famous Chandragupta. When Chandragupta became the emperor of Bharat, Mura Devi was the wedded queen of the emperor Mahapadmananda and Chandragupta was a legitimate prince and not an illegitimate son from a concubine. Another story outdoors is that Arya Chanakya chose a reckless boy from the streets, the boy Chandragupta, by instinct to be trained as the future emperor. Stories apart, more than the namesake, Kshatriyas who bowed before the invaders, the Mlinchas, the one who vanquished with the sword the invaders in every battle, was the true virtuous Kshatriya, and their name was Chandragupta. Mahapadmananda, emperor of Magad, was very unpopular and inept. To satisfy his lust for gold, he imposed high taxes on his subjects. Thus the people had started to call him Dhanananda. He had ascended the throne not on his merits, but solely because he was the brother of the previous emperor. His inaction at the time when Alexander was getting ready to conquer Magad proved his unworthiness. Dhananand began to fear his son Chandragupta, who was fearless and unparalleled in his brilliance. Dhananand banished him from his kingdom. Then Chandragupta landed at Takshashila University. The history tells us that there were few incidences of Chandragupta countering with the Greek soldiers of Alexander and always found escape swiftly from the Greek army. Chanakya was born in a Brahmin family. His name was Vishnugupta. He was also known as Kautilya after his famous works Kautilya Arthashastra, derived from his Gotra Kuchal. He was a great scholar, well versed in all his sciences. Arya Chanakya was appointed as chief of the Grand Commission in the Raj of Dhananand. He once mocked down Chanakya purportedly as he learned that Chanakya was conspiring to overthrow the Nanda Empire. Dhananand brought Chanakya down holding his tuft of his hair and ordered him to be driven out of the palace. The fairy Chanakya retorted, saying that he shall drag him down from his very throne, just like this, uproot his unjust tyrannical rule and set Magadha and Bharat with Shastra, Shakti, regime, and then shall tie the tuft of his hair. The smaller states and kingdoms began to readily agree with Chanakya that their independence was in danger unless a centralized, unitary, countrywide Bharatian empire was formed. The first instance of this was the collective revolt against the Greeks. Within 6 months of Alexander's death, Chanakya privately met with King Paurav, who was no longer a satrap of Alexander, in order to gain his support. The soldiers of Panchanath, King Paurav, and other republics who were influenced by Chanakya contributed to build an army. The command of the army was offered to Chandragupta, and soon they marched towards Magad. People, as such, angered by the Dhanananda's misrule, finally they arrived in the presence of Patliputra. The arch diplomat Chanakya had weakened the enemy by inciting seditious sentiments, blocking off all the entrances. Chandragupta fell like an arrow upon the palace of Patliputra. Dhanananda was caught and beheaded instantaneously. Chandragupta was immediately proclaimed the emperor of Magadha around 327 BC. Chandragupta proudly took the family name Maurya and founded the Maurya dynasty. On ascending the throne, Chandragupta appointed Arya Chanakya as a prime advisor who took up the task of establishing law and order. Rightly said, Chanakya's political theory, Kshatra, Dharma, arm righteousness, if subdued, all righteousness, all sciences, all arts, the very life of nation is doomed. Armed strength is the very tonic of nation. Chanakya set the most powerful army in just 3-4 years. A unified, independent Bharatian empire rose to an army of 6 lakh foot soldiers, 30,000 cavalry, 2,000 elephants, and 4,000 chariots. The major population of the empire was engaged in army. Within this army, Chanakya brought under the Magad Empire all small republics and monarchies of northern Bharat. The provinces of Panchanath and Sindh were annexed as well. There came into existence the Bharatiya Empire right up to the Sindhu river. The geographical and cultural boundary of Bharat extended up to the Hindu Kush mountains, wherein lived people of the same race who followed the Vedic way of life. In those times, Kandahar, today's Gandhar, if you remember Prince Shakuni from Mahabharat, was from this province Gandhar. Kabul was Kuba, Kuram was Kramu, Swat was Swatu, and Gumal was Gomati. Once the two armies met, a ferocious battle ensued. The Greeks under the veteran Seleucus of Alexander's army fought to their best but were completely defeated. Seleucus surrendered, relinquished his claim to Panchanath and Sindh region. Thus was avenged the defeat of King Paurav. The Greek army was retreated beyond Hindu Kush mountains. Seleucus proposed for a friendship and offered his daughter Helena's hand in marriage to Chandragupta. Chandragupta died in the year 298 BC and his valiant son Bindusara succeeded him. Bindusara took up the unaccomplished task of unified Bharat Empire, the vision of Chanakya. Chandragupta and annexed 17 capitals of southern Bharat to the Mauryan Empire, completing the unification of the entire Bharat. The English historian Vincent Smith wrote in his book Early History of India that for almost 1500 years after the failure of Seleucus, no European nation dared attack Bharat. The pages of the history establishes that more than 2000 years ago, the first Bharatian Empire was ruling the region up to Hindu Kush mountains. Greek was a more developed civilization, no doubt, in ancient times, and the Europeans revered the Greek nation as their mother nation, and hence referred to as the Alexander the Great. Stories like Alexander burst into tears as there was no land left him to conquer are taught in schools. In hindsight, Alexander moved to tears because he could not conquer Bharat. To say the truth further, that Alexander couldn't even turn to mighty Chinese Empire. What Europeans teach in their school curriculum is of no significance to us, but our history books need to be rectified. We shouldn't tolerate the perverted history. Brothers and sisters, Bindusara died in 273 BC and his son Ashoka succeeded him. Ashoka came under the influence of Buddhism. He declared as penal all Vedic practices which were unacceptable to Buddhism. He treated Kshatriya duties as immoral and unwanted. He preached and practiced non-violence. This was a very ugly turn to the history. The use of this political authority proved to be a disastrous blow to the marital foundation of the Bharatiya Empire. The physique of Bharat went weak during his regime. Here I take a full stop of my talk on Chandragupta and Chanakya.